All right, 1 2 1 2 in the place to be. What's up, everybody? I am Frank Red. This is another edition of the Introduction Show. I want to thank you for joining me in conversation. I really appreciate it. And I want to apologize off the top for being a couple of minutes late. It's been a really, really busy day in terms of preparation. Trying to make sure I had everything ready to go. I was laughing because I am my own producer. And I am meticulous in my preparation. So thank you. I appreciate y'all for being in there with me for a couple of minutes. And I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts and sharing my own about a myriad of topics, most of them related to the world of sports. But I think that I would be remiss. I think that you would be shocked if I did not mention what's happening in our society. I'm going to kind of save it for the end of the show, but you're welcome to comment about anything that you want. I'd love to hear your comments. Just kind of respond. This show is really a diversion and a conversation that started, going on almost 2 years now at this point, and really open to any and everybody to speak about whatever you want to talk about. But I think one of the things that we have established is that this is a pretty smart show. I like that. I'm not ashamed to say that people can say what they want to say, but there's an expectation that you actually use your brain. It's something interesting. With that said, Alex Pretti, a young man in Minneapolis, Minnesota, was killed yesterday by ICE agents. The community is devastated. One of the things that has been so vital for us citizens over the past, couple of decades is the ability to film things and have it be real and look at it and go, wow, this did not happen. It happened. It did happen. And it is happening. And from an emotional perspective, I think most of us would be affected by it in one way or the other. I'm not the type of person to tell anybody how to feel. I'm not real political in that. I've been an independent for like 20 plus years, which means that I literally have the ability to go anywhere that I want. If the issues and if the person who I'm voting for aligns with my beliefs. Here's a perfect example of that. Jack Kemp. I think I might have mentioned this before. I'm not quite sure. Jack Kemp was the director of housing for George Bush. This is when I'm just really starting to get into politics a little bit. When I was much younger, I didn't see how my vote would have any impact. But Jack Kemp, as you all know, was a former NFL player. He was for the 49ers. His son played, but he ultimately went into politics. And Jack Kemp was the director of housing, I believe, for George Bush. And he was hired again, I believe, by Bill Clinton. And one of the things that, even as a young person, that I felt from him was that he cared for people. It didn't matter if it was a Republican or a Democrat. He happened to be a Republican. It didn't matter. He cared about people. And I said, I don't have to cheat. I don't have to be aligned with philosophies that don't fit well with me. And I've been that way my whole life. Regardless of what your philosophies are regarding politics, when I see someone get murdered on the street, I don't care who you are. It touches me because as a kid, growing up in New York, I've seen bad policing for a long time. Most of the time, though, folks on the receiving end happen to be black. They were not white. We're starting to see this brutality on television, and it's happening to mostly white people. Although it happens to everybody in society, we're not used to seeing it on television and on film. And that pain and that shock to the system, I know is manifesting itself amongst all people. When it's happening, there appears to be a lack of empathy. I'm like, wow, really? Is this what? No, this? We can get into the specifics. You might have some opinions on it, but I felt compelled to talk about it because I was online yesterday. I read something from somebody that said the cancellation of the Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves basketball game was liberals being woke. And I thought that was so ignorant. And I was struck by it. It ain't got a damn thing to do with liberals or Republicans. Somebody just lost their life in the streets of Minnesota. You want to go play a basketball game? And you think not playing the game is a result of somebody being woke? I was struck by that. And we're going to talk about sports. But I love the fact that I don't make a dime off this show. I don't have to align myself with anybody but myself. One thing that I say that I must do, I must be smart. I must think about everything that I talk about. Otherwise, I'm doing a disservice to myself. I'm doing a disservice to my audience, and I will never do it. I have too much respect for you. And I'm happy to know that many of you that contribute to this program and share your thoughts are of the same ilk. Because I read your comments. You're really smart. Really well thought out. I might not agree with everything. That's okay. But having the ability to think and having the ability to admit what you see is very powerful. It really is. That's my start. As I said, I will speak more intently at the end of the show. But during the show, you have the ability to talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is a sports show, and I want to talk about sports. But whenever there's an intersection between sports and politics and society, you got to talk about it. You have to. You have to acknowledge it. Golden State Warriors have had a tough week, and maybe they're starting to get on the but it's back on. The Golden State Warriors took out a can against the Minnesota Timberwolves and beat them pretty badly, 111-85. They take on the Timberwolves again tomorrow. And I don't know if this was a result of the Warriors just being focused and stepping up because Jimmy Butler's out, Jonathan Kuminga's out, or the Minnesota Timberwolves players organization, their fans, were just still shell-shocked by what's happening outside of the Coliseum. And in any result, it was, I thought, a really good performance by the Warriors. A lot of the role players stepped up. Stephen Curry played his usual good brand of basketball. But I think the one guy that we've had our eyes on that we're really happy to watch is DeAnthony Milton. For those of you who watched DeAnthony Milton from the inception of his career coming out of USC, you know his potential, you know how good he is. And he had a tough injury last year, and he appears to be getting more and more healthier every day and every game, and he's becoming more and more creative and really looking like the guy that the Warriors signed last year for $10 million. A perfect fit for Stephen Curry. For those fans or content creators or people in general who look at the Warriors and look at all of the hardships that they've endured and say that they can't win, I go, do you know basketball? They can win. These are all pros. Can they win a championship? No. But can they still have a successful season? Absolutely. And I'm going to get into Jonathan Kuminga also, because some of the stuff I'm hearing online from like former players and talking about how he should not go out on the court and try his best. He should basically, give the fingers to the Warriors, a team that's paying him $25 million. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. You are your brand. You are your brand. It's okay to say I still want to be traded. There's nothing wrong with that. But every second that you step on the court, you owe it to yourself, to your teammates, and to the Warriors to give it your all. It's ridiculous to think that he should be in his feelings because the Warriors have treated him poorly. And they have treated him poorly, in my opinion. But you still got to play. You still should play. If you go out in the park and you want to stay on the court, you play hard. Don't get in your feelings. I'm going to talk about Mike Dunleavy Jr. also because, has to be a demand. If you want a demand, you want a demand. I'm like, who are you? Nas? No, dude, you're not Nas. I thought that was really corny. All of these other media personnel. Whoa, did you hear that bar? I mean, okay. A double entendre? You never heard that before? A triple entendre? I mean, give me a break. This is not Eminem. I remember when Mike Dunleavy Jr., who was drafted number 3 overall in the NBA draft for the Warriors, dude had a tough time. He struggled mightily at the beginning of his career. And he used to walk around the Oakland Coliseum looking real sad because he had a tough time. To his credit, he kind of got himself together and cobbled out a decent, probably 12, 13-year career. But to me, to not have any empathy for Jonathan Kuminga when you consider that the Warriors are at least 50% responsible for the, quote, non-market for Jonathan Kuminga. You created that market, that non-market, at least half. He's responsible for some, but don't put the onus on this young man like what he's asking for is totally ridiculous. When you've had a career also that didn't start great. You were drafted number 3 overall. We all watched. I covered the Warriors for 20 years. I thought that was pretty poor. And it made me think about Bob Myers. Bob Myers would have never done that. Bob Myers is missed so badly in this organization. And also, I really respect Joe Lacob as an owner, as somebody who has really high expectations from everybody, including himself, and he gets the job done. But when I think of Joe Lacob, I was like, I wish he was a little more like Mark Cuban. Because all of this discourse, not discourse, but all of this controversy inside among players, Mark Cuban would nip that at the bud. You say you don't want meddlesome owners, but sometimes it's okay to step in there and affirm your position in the organization. Shout out to my man Guru, 95.7, holding it down for us. Got a chance to hang out with Guru this past week. It's kind of cool. It's kind of random, but got a chance to chop it up with him. Definitely support that brother. He teams with another friend of mine, Steiny, on 95.7. So shout out to Guru and Steiny. And yeah, we got some feelings concerning the Warriors. I don't think they're done. I can't wait to see Kuminga get back on the court, not looking over his shoulders and just balling out with Draymond, with Al, with Stephen, with DeAnthony. Now, if he's traded, he's traded. But if he's here in a uniform, I want to see him playing. I don't want to see any crap about, he doesn't play in the system. That's ridiculous. It's all basketball. Let the kid play, and he probably average 20 a game, which is what Sack sees for him. DeMar DeRozan, I have incredible respect for DeMar DeRozan, but I would not trade DeMar DeRozan for Jonathan Kuminga. Would not do it. It would not work out well. I see how someone might say, let's bring back Wiggs for Kuminga. I don't think that's horrible. emotionally, if I'm Wiggins, I don't want to come back. But I understand if he was okay, how the Warriors would be like, okay, well, maybe we should do that. So you want to talk Warriors? Man, we got so much to talk about. San Francisco 49ers. You know, we all knew they would lose Robert Saleh. He's already gone. They got a lot of holes to fill. We can talk NFL. We can talk the Super Bowl matchup, Seattle versus New England. Kind of a good story. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win, quite honest. But it's a lot of interesting stories. John Harbaugh is now the coach of the New York Giants. I think Pittsburgh did okay with Mike McCarthy as their coach. I'm happy that you can no longer blame Mike Tomlin for whatever occurs in Pittsburgh. I'm happy that he gets a chance to just kind of chill. Just kind of do his own thing. So, I have a lot to talk about. I'm interested in getting your comments as well. We're going to start this show like we normally do and go out and talk, get the comments of Great Vicky. Vicky says, hi, Frank. How are you? To me, this is an I don't care Super Bowl. On the Warriors, I'm not sure they should have played the game today. It's just so sad. The crowd was so subdued. I totally agree with you. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, I actually know the person who said this, and I'm disappointed. This is canceling the game is liberals being woke. Really? That's really dumb. It really is. Vicky says, hit the like button and subscribe to Frank's channel. That would be nice. I would not be disappointed. Hit the like button and subscribe to the program, y'all. My man Keith says, what's up, Frank? Patriots got lucky to play a backup quarterback in the NFC Championship. Should have been a Super Bowl unless Pats can defeat the Seahawks, which will make this take false. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, think about it. People are still doubting Sam Darnold. All he's done in the playoffs is go out there and play his ass off. Plays really well. He was diming today. And Drake May, in his second year, has done great things. I would argue that quietly, offensively, it's really about Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs has done for Drake May what he did for Josh Allen, which is be that security blanket. Stephon Diggs, forget about his social, no. This dude's catch radius is like from California to Mexico. That's how wide his catch radius is. He catches everything, and he is not afraid. He'll go over the middle. He'll do everything. And I think he has given Drake May the confidence to be great, and he is great. And Mike Vrabel is a phenomenal coach. Phenomenal coach. I heard somebody on ESPN, I think it was Herm Edwards. No, it was Booger McFarland, I believe. He says, shame on Tennessee. I mean, how could you fire that guy? How? That's it. Evening, Frank. What's up? Evening to you. Gravy 707, how you doing? Welcome to the program. Loving Milton's game right now. He's only getting better. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you something else that's cool about Milton. Milton is a tough guy. He's seen some things. Was not a first round pick, was a second round pick out of USC, and watch people who are really quiet. He has some. That's why Steph, I'm sure, loves him. Doesn't complain to officials at all. All he does is go out there and play. And now that he's healthy, he's looking like a real baller. He reminds me of Dante DiVincenzo, who I love. I love Dante DiVincenzo. All of these players do their talking with their play. They don't talk a whole lot of smack to referees or complain. They just go out and play. I love DeAnthony Milton's game. Milton's going to get paid next year. What do you think he's worth? What do you think he's worth? Because I do think that Anthony Milton is more suited for a very smart system, a system that actually runs plays, understands spacing. So the Warriors are actually great for him. I mean, how much should Milton make? What is the market? I was watching The Ringer, and I heard somebody throw out some numbers like 20 million, 25 million. If he can get it, I don't know what he's worth. I'm going to say somewhere between 15 and 20 million. I mean, they signed him for 10 last year. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Thank you, Fat Joe. I got to take on Fat Joe tonight, too. Aussie Rules, how you doing? Thanks for checking in. Mickey says Eddie D was a great owner. Yes, he was. Why? Because he was player-centric. That's why. He was really about the players. I love that. Aussie Rules wants to acknowledge a San Francisco 49er great. R.I.P. John Brody. As a youngster, saw Niners versus Vikings in 1970 playoff game. John Brody versus Joe Cap. Amazing upset by the Niners. An absolute legend who ultimately had a very successful broadcasting career. So he will be missed. But 90 years, I mean, he lived 90 years. I should be so lucky. Bebop Jones, he says, go Niners. All right, go Niners, but how are you going to fix the Niners? What do you have to do? Gossett says, Big Mike has coached me iconic franchises. Talking about Mike McCarthy, won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. I don't know why Dallas fired him. I mean, it's like Jerry Jones has a nervous itch or something. Why did he get fired? Because you can pay the next coach less money? That's the only reason, because he did a hell of a job in Dallas. I don't get it. Frantic Rage says, props to the Cal men winning 2 straight after losing to Duke, including over North Carolina. Mark Masters has done a hell of a job. I mean, let's put that out there. I don't see any pros on that team. I don't. I think Scottie Pippen's son, he might have a chance. He's a little smaller than his other son who plays with Memphis, but he's a good player. 6'2". But beyond that, I don't see any pros on that team. So to think that Cal could get a win against UNC and literally are more than in the conversation with regards to making an NCAA tournament, that's remarkable. It really is. Aussie Rules says, New England Pats from 4-13 record to 14-3 and a Super Bowl. Wow. Not only that, their owner said something in the post-game locker room celebration that I didn't know. They went 9-0 on the road. 9-0 on the road. And when Gerard Mayo got fired, I didn't like it because it's almost like he got set up. They gave him 1 year. Drake May was a rookie, but it was clearly the right decision to make at the expense of Gerard Mayo. And it's like he's blowing in the wind. He didn't get hired by somebody. You know, Robert Saleh has a couple of years in San Francisco as a defensive coordinator, blows it up, goes to New York for 3 years, doesn't do well. Not that it was all comes to San Francisco, and he gets another gig. I question whether Gerard Mayo will ever get another gig. So him becoming the coach of the New England Patriots actually hurt his development, in my opinion. But it was the right decision. We can't argue with that. Great Vicky says that Milton should make between 10 and 15 million. Yeah, he's going to get 15 million. And this is my criteria, Vicky and everybody else. Moses Moody makes 13 million a year. If you're going to pay Moses Moody $13 million a year, you got to pay DeAnthony Milton at least 15. Maybe as much as 20, because you can start 30, 40 games a year. You can. You're going to get paid. Key says the Pistons and Raptors looking good. Are you worried they can beat your Knicks and possibly make a run towards the finals? I think that if Toronto goes out and they can get Domantas Sabonis from Sacramento, I think they got a legitimate shot at that point. Right now, they just don't have enough, I don't believe, from their bigs. They got Asketis Veely. All you got to do is guard him. The Warriors didn't guard him. These other teams are not guarding him because I don't know if he's a second-round pick. He's a second-round pick or a free agent out of Seton Hall, and he balled out. This guy can shoot the basketball. Good teams guard. So I think that Toronto's going to have some challenges when they play teams that guard. I think that the Knicks, when they want to turn it on, they can. So I'm not overly concerned about Toronto. But if they get Sabonis, I think they got action at that point. They really don't need RJ. They really don't need him. They don't. They're good. They're really good. They're fast. They have a top 10 coach in the NBA. That guy is a freaking beast. I'm more concerned about Detroit, but again, Detroit has some issues around scoring as well. Tobias, he ain't it, I don't think. He's a good player, has had a great career, but he ain't it. So the Knicks are better. That comes down to who's going to get pumped. Is it going to be about what happens on the court and skill, or is one team going to try to inflict their physical will on the other? I mean, I'll say this. If Draymond Green was on the Detroit Pistons, they win the East. The game would be so much easier if Draymond Green was on Detroit for their players. Now, would it be a 5-year run? No, but Draymond would make things so much easier with Cade Cunningham. And he's a great defender. Vicky has some priorities for the 49ers. Fix the O-line. They need to go get some wide receivers, another pass rusher, running back, and safety. I think safety is actually one of their strongest positions. I actually think so. I like their safeties. Stout, Mustafa. Those guys are balling out. They need a cornerback. You know, Lenore was pretty good, but they need another guy who is a difference maker. Definitely an offensive lineman. And I've heard statements that says that they want Juwan Jennings back, which kind of validates my claim that they should have paid him last year with all this craziness. But at what price? I think he should make $20 million a year. I wouldn't pay him more than $20 million. Yeah, I mean, you got to ask yourself, there's some troubled wide receivers out there. Addison, the young man out of USC who's on the Minnesota Vikings, maybe in a trade. There's some options out there for the 49ers to explore, but they got to get better at wide receiver. They have to. Pitts out of Atlanta, I can't see Atlanta letting him go. They're going to pay him. Facet. Frank, not a Bay Area sports question, but the Dubs played the Wolves today. Why are they an average team on paper? They're stacked. Meaning the Timberwolves, collectively they have a low basketball IQ. That's why. So when they play against smart teams, they look horrible. And I like Chris Finch as a coach for this reason. he doesn't take any crap off the players. He came in mid-year 6 years ago as an assistant from the Houston Rockets. He took that team over and had an immediate impact on them. But they don't run a very sophisticated system. They just don't. And I think that might be because he and maybe others in the organization have come to the conclusion that the players can't handle it. I don't know if that's the case or not. But myself, when I watch basketball, I watch it differently than your average fan. I'm looking at what kind of defense do they run? What kind of offense do they run? What are they doing out of timeouts? Do they get quality shots? And oftentimes I watch Minnesota, the answer is no. Do they make ridiculous fouls? Yes, they do. They make terrible fouls. A lot of times when I'm listening to Warrior fans talk about how unfair it is to Steph, this, that. No, it's unfair to Anthony Edwards. Did you see that guy today? He looked like Jordan today. He looked like Kobe or Mike. That's how unstoppable he was. The Warriors better get a good night's sleep because Minnesota might just put it on them tomorrow. But your question is an interesting question. I just think that they collectively do not have a high basketball IQ. It doesn't mean that individually they don't have smart players, because they do. But collectively, they don't play smart basketball. Vicky says, with Ant-Man, Minnesota should be better. They should be, but they don't play together. They don't play together. Aussie Rules. Amazing Indiana and fantastic story on Fernando Mendoza, mom and dad, a doctor, and really multiple. Oh, I didn't know that. MS survivor. That's outstanding. I mean, clearly a very gifted family. There's no doubt about that. He actually graduated, and I mentioned this last week. He graduated from Cal in 3 years with a business degree. So. He's a brilliant young man. I like him as a football player. He kind of reminds me of Brady. His processing skills are phenomenal. And he's a better athlete than I think people give him credit for. One thing about him that gives me a little pause. If you don't protect him, he can get hurt. You could say that about a lot of quarterbacks, but sometimes when young quarterbacks come into the NFL and they don't have the authority or the wherewithal to get into their offensive linemen because they're young, they can get beat up and they can get wrecked. That happened to Sam Darnold. It took Sam Darnold literally 5 years to recover from what happened to him as a member of the New York Jets. Sam Darnold came into the NFL as like a 20-year-old. He was young. And he got the crap beat out of him. I'm a little concerned about Mendoza because he's not like a real big guy. He's tall. He's wiry. I think he can throw the ball, but they got to protect him. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Raiders doing that right now. I don't. Know what was funny today? And this is why when people say that Tom Brady should not be broadcasting games, they might have a point. I don't know. Tom Brady complimented Clint Kubiak about 17 times. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. Clint Kubiak supposedly is really high on the Raiders list as a possible head coach. And Tom Brady is literally just being effusive in his praise of Clint Kubiak. Think he would say one thing bad about him? I don't think so. I was laughing. Fawcett says, amazing analysis on the Wolves. Thanks for answering my question. Thank you for asking me such an intelligent question. When it comes about, Thank you. Ask me more. I love to talk basketball and sports in general. Frantic rage. I get the Niners were handicapped by their injuries, but it sucks that they suffered the worst loss in the playoffs. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say this. If the 49ers played the Seattle Seahawks 10 times, they probably win 4 of those games. Maybe 4. And that matters because in a 1-game elimination, you play once. So as long as you win that game, you're good. You can't win against good teams turning the ball over and not being tight. And the 49ers turn the ball over. I mean, that kickoff return, literally, they got 7 points, but you know and I know it felt like they got 14 to 21. The first play of the game, you give a kickoff return? Talk about a gut punch. My man Keith says, I heard Jeannie Buss was bitching about LeBron and Clutch Sports. What an ungrateful owner. Without LeBron, they would be without that COVID championship. Sounds like a soap opera. Yeah, I wasn't really happy to hear that, but I think it is a soap opera. And there's a lot of drama associated with the Lakers for a lot of different reasons. And I might as well drop it now, because every now and then I have a great idea, all right? I have a great idea. Everybody's talking about LeBron, and this is might be his last year, and he has some options. He can take less money, stay with the Lakers, or go somewhere else. Here's the deal. The NBA's salary cap system sucks. It only helps the owners. It kills the players. Now, here's my idea, and this is brilliant. Feel free to talk about it and use it. Just give me credit. I suggest, you've heard about the Bird rules. They should have a new rule that's called the LeBron rule or the Stephen Curry rule. And here it is. If you play 15 years in the NBA, 15, regardless of what your salary is, it should not count more than $25 million on the salary cap. Still have a salary cap, but if you have a player who has 15 years of service, he cannot count more than $25 million on the salary cap. Isn't that brilliant? Doesn't that sound fair? If you're an athlete and you keep yourself in tip-top shape and you're still playing at an optimum level, why should you be penalized? Why should your organization be penalized? I watched LeBron James last night against Dallas with Luka. If LeBron James is making $53 million right now, what is his floor in terms of salary? $40 million? Don't tell me that this guy is still not a top 30 player, top 40 player in the NBA. That's the problem. The problem is the Lakers have basically gave LeBron the hand. He said, well, we're moving on, or, well, if you want to come back, LeBron, for $20 million or whatever, we'd love to have you. This is all BS. This is mathematics. You telling me LeBron James is not worth $40 million? We hear all these conversations about the Golden State Warriors and, oh, salary cap. No, listen. I understand that once you play 15 years, you can't sign more than a 1-year contract or 2 year. I'm okay with that. But if you want to sign your veteran players who have given you everything, that's given the NBA everything, come up with a finite salary amount that counts against the cap, and then allow these players to make what they deserve. Because Stephen Curry, to me, can play another 3 years. Imagine if Stephen Curry only counted $25 million against the cap. This is 17th year. Why are you penalizing the Warriors and Stephen Curry for playing 17 years in the NBA with all of the money that he's brought to the NBA? No organization has more alternative jerseys than the Warriors. Why? Because they sell. That's why. Because he's a cash cow. You want to talk about salary? Stephen Curry should make $100 million a year as a starting point, plus stock options. You got to admit, it's a pretty good idea. So what does that mean? I have a lot of free time on my hands. Your thoughts on the Buss family? Dysfunctional? Churlish? I love women who come up. So I'm a fan of Jeannie Buss. You know, I like her story. But in some respects, it's a case of the successful parent who was successful. Dr. Buss was very successful, but he's also very lucky. You know, even how he got the Lakers and that deal with Jack Kent Cook and owning money and stuff like that. And the siblings trying to live up to the acclaim of the dad. I don't know any of them personally, so I'm not going to speculate on who they are or what they are. But the Lakers have been dysfunctional internally. They have. And I think allegedly that was part of the reason why they actually sold the team. It was like, yo, you know, I'm tired of this. So it's sold for $10 billion. I don't think that unless you are an interesting, I don't know, interesting is the right word, but only a few families can continue to own organizations. You know, like the Maras, who own the New York Giants. Literally, almost from the inception, it's like they build those allegiances to continue to own that organization, and they treat it as such. I'm not surprised that the Lakers ultimately got sold. I'm just not. I don't want to cast any aspersions against the Buss family because I don't know them. We know, you know, the legends about Joe Buss. I don't know Jimmy Buss. I don't know the brothers. A lot of them seemingly work for the organization in various roles as scouts, and yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it because I don't know them. I would be speculating. Oh, Frantic Ray talking about the 49ers. Should have taken the ball first. Interesting thought. PG, Big Frank, my guy. Let's go. Let's go. Where do you want to go? Cool ZG. Big Frank, the Dubs were vague in their press release about Kuminga's injury. Thoughts about recovery time from a bone bruise in the knee. Couple of things going on. First of all, that play is why Kuminga infuriates Kerr. That play should have never happened. That was a 3-on-2 break. And you know what Jonathan should have done? Pass the ball. Pass the ball. He had a guy on the right and a guy on the left who was fading to the corner, and it was just making a simple pass. He tries to attack a guy who was in terrible defensive position. There's only one thing that he could have done if he wanted to shoot the ball. Jump over the guy and dunk on him. He was a small little guard. Elevate, dunk on him, find the rim, grab the rim, and now he's airborne. He would have came down softly. That injury should have never happened. And those are the plays that just pisses Kerr off. And I get it, but you know, you gotta have a short memory. But that was on Jonathan Kuminga. He should have never gotten hurt. That was a bad basketball play. He's lucky, and basketball fans are lucky because I think that he got nicked. He didn't get injured. He got nicked. So watching him today, he's in street clothes, getting up out of timeout. I think I'm going to say next Friday when they play Detroit on the 30th. Maybe it will be sooner, but I would be okay with him playing next Friday at Chase on the 30th of January. It could have been horrible, and it wasn't. But that was on Jonathan Kuminga. It was a bad basketball play. Keith says, I was rooting for the Hawks because I didn't want LA to have two champions to celebrate, and McVay's sideline antics are childish. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, he's really good, right? He's a brilliant coach. But he has some frat boy in him. He does. Piped out biceps, I mean, can you get a shirt a little loose, Doesn't have to be one size too small. I'm laughing because it's funny, because the guy is absolutely brilliant. He is a brilliant football coach, but he knows where the camera is. I'm with you. Mike McDonald is a lot more low-key. And I want the Seattle fans to get some get back from that Pete Carroll fiasco with Marshawn Lynch. So I want to see them get some get back. I do. And the fact that they did it so quickly, I'm sure pisses off Shanahan and then Lynch. Think about this. Sam Darnold, who we listen to people online and on commercial radio get hammered by people, basically called a scrub. He's nowhere near Brock Purdy. Really? No, actually he is. Actually, he is. I think you put Brock Purdy on Seattle, he could be in the Super Bowl also. But give Sam Darnold some respect. Let's put some respect on this guy's name. He had a horrible moment last year in Minnesota and in the playoffs, but the guy has worked his tail off. I'm rooting for him. Bassett says, if LeBron were traded to the Warriors, how would he fit into the Warriors style of play? I was looking for a metaphor or a simile that worked perfectly, and I didn't want to say anything stupid. Let me just say this. He would work as well as the Funk Brothers, who were a part of Motown's house band on the Temptations Groove Records. That's how well he would fit. There's only one player that I believe Steve Kerr likes coaching equal to Steph, and that's LeBron James. Not as much. No, I'm not gonna say that. He likes coaching Steph more. But if there's one player who's as close to a love affair with Steve Kerr, it's LeBron James. It is. Listen, LeBron is jealous of the Warriors system. Jealous. Absolutely jealous. It's perfect for LeBron. They win a championship. I think they win the championship. I honestly do. I think they will win a title if LeBron, as he is right now, was on the Warriors. Think about how good Draymond is running on offense. What do you think LeBron would do? He'd be great. Have you seen LeBron and Steph play in the Olympics? Is that crazy? How good they are together? Aussie Rules says, I know I'm in the minority, but I wish Steph would retire this year and form an ownership group to get Seattle or Las Vegas franchise or buy another NBA team. He's not getting Seattle, but I think Vegas is up for grabs. He's not getting Seattle. And I'm going to say this. You know, the NBA has a black book with a lot of secrets. And if that was in the mix, he would retire. I believe he would. I mean, listen, there's only 30 NBA teams. Ultimately, it's going to be 32. One in Seattle and one in Vegas, unless some other team from a different location moves, which is also possible because New Orleans is shaky and Memphis is shaky. But I think they're going to add 2 teams. I would love to see Steph be an owner. The NBA, how could you go wrong with Steph Curry being an owner of an NBA team? There's so much money out there, that would not be a problem. And if you follow the textbook of how Michael got into ownership, maybe they'll repeat that. You know, you would think that LeBron is going to have something to say about that, but if it came down to choosing between LeBron James and Stephen Curry as the face of an NBA team, how could you bet against Steph? So that's not a bad scenario, Aussie rules, and it's not unrealistic. With everybody getting a little piece of that, imagine Bob Myers being involved in one of those organizations, getting a little piece of that. Imagine Stephen Curry. I don't think Steph would be I don't think he'd be the majority owner unless there was some type of LBO happening. He don't have that kind of money, but maybe he does. I mean, A-Rod is the owner of Minnesota. So I think it would be awesome. The great Vicky says, what's going on with Antetokounmpo? He is not engaging with his team, no matter how bad they are. Steph always is engaging with his teammates. Yeah, I'm tired of Giannis talking. I don't like to hear Giannis talk because he's not a good liar. You know, I mean, when someone says, I haven't asked the organization for a trade, that doesn't mean that people close to you haven't asked for a trade. And Giannis has nothing to be ashamed about. He's given Milwaukee everything for a decade. It's time to move on, dude. It's time to move on. And I'm going to tell you why. Giannis is great, right? But he's not all that skilled. Giannis probably has 3 or 4 more championship dominant years. He's 31. I'll give him 4 more years of top tier play. He needs to win a championship within the next 4 years because the game is too hard for him. I don't see a whole lot of skill from Giannis. I see somebody who competes, who plays extremely hard, who is maybe the best, the most athletic player in the league. And he's 7 feet with long arms. He has really good agility. But skill-wise, he's not that skilled. What happens when you start to lose your athleticism? I don't know why Milwaukee's slow walking this. He should be traded. Vicky says, I'm afraid J. King might be sparked. Tell me more about that, Vicky. Tell me more about that. Because I think he is very tactical. And what I mean by that is that the idea of him coming back on the court with the ability of getting injured, I think is front and center on his mind and his agent's mind. And I understand. The Warriors gave him a one-year deal with an option. That's not exactly wrapping both arms around him saying, hey, man, we love you and we think you're confident. That's not doing that. So I need to see him with another organization and really make a real concrete, informed assessment of Jonathan Kuminga. I need to see him in another organization, preferably with three: Brooklyn, Chicago, or Sacramento. Because I think in any of those three organizations, he would thrive very well. He's a 20-point scorer. And I think that he could play winning basketball. Aussie rules. Steph would be a great owner. Maybe with LeBron. Global appeal. That's interesting. I don't think that either one of those guys would want that. I think that they're alphas, and I think it's going to be either or. I would roll with Steph. First, this is me, and I'm biased because I've watched him his whole career, and I really like what he represents as a professional. Not that I don't have positive things to say about LeBron either, but I like how Steph moves more. He says NBA needs to do away with the draft lottery. They claim they do it for tanking. I'm not sure I trust the NBA. I hear you, but I don't think that there's a better system than the lottery right now. What's your alternative? I'd love to hear that. Because if you don't have a lottery, what's going to happen? AJ DeBonston's going to go to the Lakers? AJ DeBonston's going to go to the Warriors? I mean, you need to have a system of implied fairness. Is it fair? I'm not ready to say that. I'm not saying that no hanky-panky ever happened, because we know it does. The kid from BYU is special. I don't want to see a good team get him like Dallas got flagged. Oh, AJ DeBonston is crazy. I mean, people talk about him and I see Tracy McGrady. I don't see Tracy McGrady. I see some Tracy McGrady. I see a lot of Kobe. I see a lot of Jordan. I see multiple players in that kid. But just to say he's Tracy McGrady, no, he's not. Tracy McGrady was pretty much a three-point shooter who had a straight line drive to the basket, who had a mid-range, but AJ DeBonston looks a lot like Kobe Bryant to me. He has that type of mentality. This dude is a star. He's a star. Oh, man. Are you kidding me right now? What a player. What a talent. They've been talking about him for like 4 years, too, by the way. And let's give some props to Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is a baller. Cooper Flagg is going to have an unbelievable NBA career. I love watching him play because he's such an all-around player. Every facet of the game, he flashes. Rebounding, block shots, makes the right pass, mid-range. His three-ball package is not quite there, but it's getting there. Cooper Flagg is the real deal. He says when JK plays more than 2 games in a row, he gets hurt. Yeah, it's interesting, Vicky, because what did I say? Some of that has to do with his basketball IQ. He never should have got hurt on that play in Minnesota. That's a simple pass the ball, dude. Pass the ball, dog. Pass the ball. Why are you driving the lane on a, 6'2" little guard? Really? In traffic? As a basketball player, you're taught to avoid that area where you have all these close bodies. Take the easy pass. That was on JK. Aussie rules. Do you think the NBA can expand to Europe or Asia? Time differences could make live games impossible for U.S. viewers. What about NBA Europe as a league? I think you're going to have some facsimile of it. I don't think it will be a team in Europe and the NBA like it currently is now, unless aviation really steps up in the next 10 years. I can't see. I mean, if they can get there in 6 hours, it's just. It seems too intrusive to do it. So I think that there could be some form of NBA over in Europe where, I don't know, maybe half the NBA teams go over there and play some games. You know, maybe like, for example, the NBA European champion gets an automatic bid into the play-in, something like that. That's not a bad idea. Keith says, my alternative would be to do what all the other professional leagues do. The worst records get the top picks and tell teams not to flop or they could get fined if found out. That's the only way to do it. I mean, that seems logical, but it's been proven in football that literally one player in most years is not going to be the person to change the franchise. It's going to take more than one player. Now, I say that, and we all recognize that quarterback is a very, very important part to building a franchise in the NFL. I agree with that. But think about this. When Josh Allen was coming out of Wyoming, yeah, some people liked him, but you or I, the average fans and others, there was so many conversations about Josh Allen. Nobody knew that he would be what he is. Nobody knew that Lamar Jackson, who was drafted number 32 overall, would be a top 5 quarterback. So there's so much gray area in football that it's not a slam dunk that a top 5 pick, let's say, is going to be the guy. The NBA is different. The talents are so unique that, I mean, you and I could be the general manager and pick AJ DeBonsa. We can pick him. We don't need to go on 30,000, 100 recruiting trips and scouting. No. I want that guy. I want him. You know, I want Darren Peterson, kid from Kansas. I want Cameron Boozer. It's not all that hard. Now, say from 6 or 7 to 12, okay? That's not so easy. Is the WNBA going to have a lockout, and how long do you think it will last? I'm going to say they're not going to have a lockout, and I'm going to say this, because they sent out the schedules this past week. That gave me some hope that they might be closer than what the public knows. If they had not sent out those schedules or made them up, because they not only released the schedules, people are talking about it. So the marketing of it is starting to happen a little bit. I think they're going to get a deal done. That's just my opinion. I hope they do. I love the WNBA. I'm a big Valkyries fan. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. PG, Big Frank's perspective on the game of hoops is refreshing. Listening to 95.7 and KNBR makes me shake my head daily. Yeah, I don't have any friends at KNBR. I do have friends 95 a game. Guru, a friend of mine, and Steiny is a friend of mine. I think everybody who gets that opportunity to work for a commercial radio station. Oh, I do know Dan Dibley too. I know Debs. You're balancing that line of having some authenticity, some integrity, a lot of integrity, and also knowing that the radio stations are aligned with the professional teams. That's a unique balancing act that I think you can do without being a lapdog for the organization. What you can't do is you can't be really emotional about sports. Tell the truth. You can tell the truth. If you can articulate and use language, you'll be all right. I don't listen to KNBR much at all. Unless if I'm listening to if I'm driving, I listen to a post-game show, I'll listen to John Dickinson because he is my friend. I forgot JD's over there. John and I are friends. I listen to his post-game shows. Crew still works, does a lot of football stuff for KNBR. He's highly informed in football and most of the other sports too, but football is his game. I like Guru and I like Steiny, so I want those guys to win. The other guy who works with Dibs, he got a good voice. I think he understands. I think they probably do a decent job based on all the factors, the advertising, the allegiance to the organizations. If the head coach of the Warriors don't like you, he's not coming on with you. If the Giants manager doesn't like you or whomever, if Steve Young doesn't feel comfortable, he's not coming on with you. So it's a relationship business. It really is. It's a relationship business. Hopefully I answered your question. I would probably get fired. They fired me. Because I would really tell the truth. I can give you my opinion. I'm not all that interested in building friendships on air. All the friendships I have happen very naturally. So it's a cake job, dude. They pay you a lot of money to talk about sports, and yes, it's a great job. I'm happy. Anybody who can do it, I'm happy for them. I love to see people win. I love it. I win a lot. Gossett says, is Steve Kerr holding the Warriors' future hostage? How can Mike Dunleavy Jr. make a trade for this year and beyond when he don't know if Kerr and his system will return? I think that some facsimile of the Kerr system is going to be here for a while. Because part of the reason why Joe Lacob wanted to get rid of Mark Jackson is because he didn't like how the Warriors played. And he had talked, maybe possibly to Mark or to others, about facing free-flowing offense, passing and cutting. That's what he wanted to see. So Kerr brought that offense in and upped it times 10. So That style of play is going to be distinctive with the Warriors for the foreseeable future. Now, they don't have the players that can run it. That's a different deal. But I don't think Kerr is holding the Warriors hostage. I think he holds individual players hostage, i.e. Jonathan Kuminga. And I'm being cynical while I'm saying that because Kerr would probably say, are you out of your mind? I'm not doing that. But 13 DNP coaching decisions, that would suggest that he is. Also, I look at a guy like Moses Moody right now, who works his tail off. You're telling me Moses Moody could not be playing as well as he's playing right now in year 3? All he needed was confidence. He's getting the same shots now in year 5 that he could have gotten in year 3. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong at all. Vicky, you're funny. Vicky says Pod's already got his WNBA ticket. Let's be joking. Quietly, Pod probably has like a marketing deal with the Warriors, some side action, and being like a little one-man marketing deal for the Valkyries. Are there any big-time free agents for the Valkyrie to pursue? Because I know Laker wants to win and will pay. Yeah, I can't think of her name right now, but the young lady who, Brianna, I don't know Brianna's last name. She's the center for the Atlanta team. I would love to see her on the Valkyries. She kind of splits the time with one lady from Baylor. I can't think of her name right now either. But the center for Atlanta, Brianna, I would love to see her on the Valkyries. 6'5", strong, good footwork, good player. Ever met any PGA pros? Thoughts on the LIV tour? Yeah, I met some pros, but I mean, I don't know if I met Tiger Woods. I think I said, "Yo, what's up, Tiger?" I said, "Yo, what's up?" So I did meet Tiger. Kinda. I said hello to the right player also. I think that, at least me, I can't talk for anybody else, but I think when you do things predominantly for money, it's dubious. And I think some of these guys are figuring out, yeah, they got a bunch of money, to play on the LIV tour. It's like empty calories. It's like making a bunch of three-pointers for the Brooklyn Nets. It doesn't mean anything. The PGA needed to get slapped up the head, needed to get slapped to wake up, to realize that, you know what? This unfair practice of splitting revenue with your players is not going to play out well long term because there's money out there. I think the PGA kind of understands that they got to do a better job and be more equitable. They have all of these extra ways to acquire revenue now that did not exist in the past. So I would like to see some type of marriage between the LIV Tour and the PGA Tour, and what they could simply do is, I don't know how much time you have in the calendar. Maybe you would delete some of the PGA's location and add some LIV stuff. Maybe have maybe 3 tournaments a year internationally. I don't know, but it's kind of ridiculous to have both tours. It doesn't work. Vicky says radio was so different than it was when I was growing up. Jerry, Frank, the Razor, Mr. T. Yeah, it is different now. That's what I'm saying. I don't know these guys. A lot of the people in the radio, I don't even know. And having worked in radio, I've worked in radio for a long time. What used to happen was you had maybe a weekly show, or you built a reputation. That's the point. You built a reputation and you built a fan base. You didn't get rewarded because you knew the program director, or you walked in with some advertisements in your back pocket and they gave you a time slot. I mean, I think that you see more of that stuff now. Part of that, I think, is economics, because when you come in with a big brand, they got to pay you more money. It's a nice job. Most of us would love to have it, but if you don't have a big reputation, they don't have to pay you all that much money. You don't have to. Keith says, I heard Laker wants to buy the Padres. Man, his purchase of the Warriors has made him billions of dollars. And us champions. Remember when people booed him at first? And I thought, just give him a chance. I think that Laker was indebted to Rick Barry on that night. I remember that night when the Monte Ellis for bogeytree was executed, and yeah, they booed him. And Rick Barry grabbed the microphone and basically said, "You people are crazy. You don't know a damn thing about basketball." And Rick Barry, I think, took a lot of heat off of him for that, and I have to think that he's very appreciative of that act of kindness that Rick Barry exhibited to him. He's been a great owner for the Warriors. I think he'd be a great owner for the Padres. I don't think he would move that team. I don't think that would happen. I think it's a mess. I think that he should have been allowed to buy the A's, keep them in Oakland, build a brand new park. That team would be rocking right now. It's going to be a loser in Vegas. We said that forever. I still believe that. Brianna Stewart as a member of the Valkyries? Nah, it ain't happening. Brianna, the one I'm talking about, is black. And her name is Brianna. Is it last? I can't think of her last name, but I know her. She's really good. Brianna Stewart is from Connecticut or Maine, the East Coast. She left Seattle to come to New York. She wants to be on the East Coast. Close to family. I'm not mad at her. All right. I had a movie review. I think I'm going to save it until next week because I want to say a couple of words about Alex Pretti, the intensive care nurse from Minneapolis, Minnesota, who was killed. Cuz, that's her name, and I'm going to speak to that when I'm finished. Thank you about that. If the intent was to make Minneapolis safer, that's not happening. It's trauma filled. It really is. I can only imagine the level of trauma that people are dealing with right now. Let me say this again. When they started ramping up ICE and they were looking for people to join ICE and they started offering bonuses, lots of money to just sign up, no experience necessary, just join ICE, help your country. I got really nervous. What did that say, Vicky? He was murdered. What did that say? Alex Pretti was murdered. Yeah, he was murdered. Yes, he was. Thank you. The reason why it's so troubling to me is because guns kill people. And you've seen that time and time again. Do I think that people who work for ICE, all of them are evil people? I can't say that. Do I believe that all of them are trained to the point where they should have guns? No, absolutely not. Do I think if you put a gun in someone's hands who should not have it, bad things could happen? Yes. Do I think that local law enforcement should be in position to protect their citizens? Yes, I do. This is not necessary. And the only thing that's really going to happen is people are going to have to rise up and vote and speak to what they want from their government. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know how people feel. Everybody's different. But that's the only way you're going to have real change. And I think one way to really pay respect to Alex Pretti and others who have been murdered and killed is to honor them by being a part of the system. I'm blown away by it, but I've watched hours upon hours of comments from people today about what has occurred. They are supposedly investigating it or not. I just see with my eyes. I saw somebody lying on the street getting shot 5 times. And you want to say, well, allegedly. No, I'm watching like everybody else. So I'm really concerned. I'm very concerned. I am. And I pray for his family. But I want this over, man. I can only imagine. Can you imagine some other, and this is Minneapolis. That community is wounded right now. You heard Chris Dent, the head coach of Minnesota, talking about it. The people who live there. It's all horrible. Read some of his comments. First of all, the player I was talking about is Brianna Jones. Thank you. Vicky, this is my point. They train ICE for 7 days. Oh my God. I'm all for immigration control, but in a peaceful, law-abiding way by lawfully trained people. We need a blue wave. He says, how did the ICE officer not shoot the tires of the car on the poor mom who was fatally shot last week? And how is no one talking about that? He should have shot the tires. She was unarmed. There's no answer for that, TG. And I think people are still, again, just blown away by that. It's a disgrace what's happening in this country. Like WTF. Prayers to his family and Minnesota. Sad to see all that's happened there lately. Yeah, I mean, I am too. I'm really sick, and I'm just saying that, yo, we're talking about a couple deaths that have resonated with the entire nation. Can you imagine if that happened in some other communities around the country? I mean, I'm just like, yo, listen, I travel around the world. I'm used to seeing people in the military with automatic weapons walk up and down the streets in some countries, some third world countries, and maybe some countries that are not third world. But I've seen that before. I never thought I would see that in the United States. Never. Why? Because I don't think it's needed. I'm blown away by it. I really am. That's gonna be it, y'all. I'm gonna do my thing and get out of here. Once again, I want to send out prayers and condolences to Alex Pretti's family, and I want to thank you for joining me tonight to give me a well-needed diversion of all the things I've been thinking about today, because it's been tough to watch. It really has. So I want to thank you for that. Hit the like button and subscribe to the show if you have not done so before. My name is Frank Red. This is the In the Dungeon Show. I want to thank you for joining me. And I can't wait to talk to you the next time we're on air. And hopefully everyone has a better week over the next 7 days, because this has been tough, everybody. All right? Success in getting paid is the manifestation of the whole process. If you as an individual don't do things to help other people make their lives better, well, I'm concerned you haven't done nothing. I am Frank Red. Hit the like button, subscribe to the show. Good night, everybody.